I can always ask. I had like the what is it? Is Bing Chat a ChatGPT or
Yeah, it's ChatGPT.
yeah? But it keeps telling me that it's so I have those two like open side by side. Was it bot? It kept making up stuff about my own thing. So like I kept asking questions about like no, not this one, bionic chaos or whatever, and it kept making up stuff. And I was like, I really wondering where is it taking it from?
The
I
way I
really
understand ChatGPT is it doesn't take information from anywhere. It's just
it's just making stuff up.
predicting. Yeah, yeah. It's
But
just predicting which
it's
words to
almost if
come.
I had like like an 18-year-old like intern or something, and it would like sometimes it feels like, and it's really like it wants to like please you and or say something that you would like to hear, and it's just like trying too hard. Like it's the so you know how in this Bing thing you can set which one you which if you want it to be more creative or less creative or more accurate, and I felt the
Hmm.
part meant to be more accurate considering it's not a it's a trained neural net, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
but the ChatGPT is not. It's the other one. I forgot the name. But then,
yeah.
yeah, but surprisingly, Buzz just keeps it made up a couple of things, which I'm really curious about, like where it actually got it from. Say, I never mentioned fMRI data. There's the EG, ECG. It says fMRI never had fMRI, and then also it keeps saying that say this thing Bark has a valuable resource. I never wrote anything like that. I'm just curious, like where is it getting this stuff from? Like it's a valuable resource for anyone interested in learning more about biomedical data science and engineering. The website is easy. Yeah, it's like making like a subjective assessment of saying it's easy to use. Well, how do you know? Did you can it use a website? Like
Hmm.
uh, so obviously,
It's
as you say, it's
it's
no one wrote it. It didn't take it from any source. Like you will ask it for sources, it will actually not give them to you. I heard it's actually sometimes will make up sources, so it will actually make up
yeah.
references and things, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah, it will say
There's a
that it's
lawyer who got in trouble in the States recently.
oh, I can so see if even me reading it, like say if this was like a commercial project, right? And I was reading something like this, and I would be saying then, and I'm not absolutely clear that I'm not actually saying it. It's like I'm just reading something another entity have said. But yes, I'm like misleading and saying things that are just factually incorrect and so on and so forth. So yeah, I wouldn't use it for any essentially for anything.
Yeah,
Uh,
I cannot believe a lawyer tried to use it, and it made up references. So
right,
he told the judge, he showed screenshots, and he tried to show, look, these are the references from ChatGPT. It's really
right.
crazy.
So I wonder what it will say. Which is Python better than R? And ask this guy the same thing. And it keeps lying to me that the Bing AI, which is and it's giving me it was giving me attitude before. Like I kept asking something, and it goes like, "Sorry, I think we need to move on." I was like, "What?" I think we need to move on. I was like, and it keeps telling
You're
me the same
asking
thing.
hard-hitting questions.
And now I'm asking like a new question, and it's giving me attitude, saying thanks for the conversation. And I haven't reached the 20 because originally when I wasn't signed, I don't know. Originally it was only giving me like five back and forth interactions.
Hmm.
Now it's giving me 20, and I'm only at 13 at the moment. And it's already telling me like thanks for the conversation. I reached my limit. Will you hit new topic, please? And it keeps like it's a bit of a and I changed the topic. So like why is it? Whereas Bart is like the opposite. If I say so I wanted to where was it? Here. So Python and R are both programming. Yes, their own strengths and yeah, whatever. General purpose language. Yes. No. Why is it no? Statistical programming. What? So how is Python not a statistical programming language? It should have said that it would be like an what are they called add-ons or what are this thing
Yeah,
Python? Yeah,
libraries.
yeah, libraries. It should have said that it has libraries for it. That was it
Hmm.
says Python is good for data visualization, but R is excellent. I was like, okay, it's a bit odd. Community support large and active, large and active. I'm pretty sure there will be more community support for Python than R, but doesn't matter. And both have
That's
like
what I think.
moderate learning curve. And it's like okay, but and interesting enough,
Yeah.
if you keep just typing more, it will keep generating essentially forever, and it will never give you well. At least to me, Bart never gave like well here yeah, this is interesting because before it kept generating more information like on the same topic, but now it's kind of saying oh like move on like ask me a question kind of thing. So yeah, it's just bizarre like and some
It
of the things
is.
I used it a couple times like in the live stream, and those things would never you could never regenerate because say yeah. So you're saying Bing Chat meant to be ChatGPT, right?
Hmm.
And it will yeah. I asked it like in different ways, and it kept essentially keeps let's make it clearer. Is Bing because it calls itself Bing Chat. Or Bing Chat is OpenAI ChatGPT, and ask Bart the same thing. It keeps saying okay. wants me to hit new topic. And yes, and here they give you an option within conversation style, like more precise, balanced, or more creative. So obviously, I always choose more precise. And yeah,
Oh, okay.
and Bart is also saying no, that Bing ChatGPT is not OpenAI. And interesting enough, if you just go, yeah, and Bing said that it's not OpenAI. But interesting enough, if you just go to your regular search, I once had like in Bing search, I've typed in is Bing Chat OpenAI ChatGPT, and it said like big letters yes, and gave me multiple sources. And one of the sources was like Microsoft's press release. So like,
Wow.
so they're like, I don't know
I think
where.
that's where I heard it from.
I don't care. It's just curious. Like, why would it? And now they obviously changed this one as well. Like, no, but in a certain question, when you ask it, is actually, yeah, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I think it's the phrasing of the question, because Bing also started giving me attitude when I kept pushing on the same question and then said, oh, I can't discuss this. I don't want to talk anymore, kind of thing.
It's so interesting. I haven't tried Bing
Yeah,
Chat
this one
or
is
yeah,
Bing using OpenAI chat. Oops, OpenAI ChatGPT, and it says like big letters yes, and that's their own search, right? And it's giving me whatever 2 sources. I think before I gave it like 5 or 6, but it doesn't matter. And then if I go, so start new topic, because sometimes it gets upset or something. Is Bing using OpenAI ChatGPT? And ask Bart the same thing. I'm sorry, but I'm not able to discuss the technology behind Bing's chat mode. Is there something else you can help me with? And Bart goes, is Bing using OpenAI ChatGPT? And goes, yes, Bing is using OpenAI ChatGPT. Microsoft announced it. So why? So these things like the Bing chat will just keep lying about it for no particular reason. Obviously, the bizarre thing about it is no one asked it to do it. It's like why? And it just by itself decided that this is like a sensitive topic and I don't want to talk about it without. It's crazy. But it just gives you a glimpse into like what else is wrong with it, kind of thing. Just a very specific example of like why you shouldn't be using it, unless you want to get like sued or something.
it's so interesting. I thought this was common sense, but apparently not.
Yeah, and it's sometimes interesting like how what's OpenAI Codex? What's Codex? But sometimes the questions that it will suggest are actually more interesting than the answers themselves. With the suggestions here. Because I'm just trying to, yeah. It's interesting because sometimes it would you could not reproduce the same answer as well. So yeah.
Okay, I gotta download Microsoft Edge now and
I
mess
don't know.
around.
I was accessing it in Skype. Like I'm still using Skype. I mean, Skype they're actually pretty good for business and stuff. They actually do target business clients and they're like, and they also integrated like the Bing chat into it, and you can even add it into your chat. So say you're chatting with someone, and you can add the bot as a third person thing to chat with in like
That's
a group
so cool.
chat in a group chat.
That's so cool. I thought they weren't working on Skype anymore. I thought they just moved it onto Teams
Oh
or
yeah,
Zoom.
no, Skype is for some reason they kept it as a separate thing. They never integrated it really in anything else. But they went strong on it for business clients. But yeah, so they have like Skype for business and the like.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's another thing I have to look into now.
And yeah,
Because
and I was chatting with the
yeah,
bot, but you can feel it's like it's a different bot. You know what I mean? Like it's if you ask it the same questions, it responds in a very different way, and it doesn't give you like any. So actually, the Bing chat is better in terms of giving you references and stuff. I think once in a live stream, it gave me a reference that just didn't exist. Like when I was actually asking about like EEG and paper, so it gave me like papers and stuff, and one of the papers just was nowhere to be found. So I don't know if it just made it up or the link or I couldn't find it, but yeah. So I wanted to use it originally like to put some, because the website doesn't have much text or doesn't have any text at all kind of thing. But then the Google crawlers and things, they have trouble identifying like what the page is. I know it because they put really bad. I do have on this one use the ad blocker in Firefox, but normally I'll have an ad down the bottom, and I know they can't identify what it's about because they'll put like really bad advertisement, like not relevant to the content, which I know they can do better. So I think I just have to add more text at the bottom of the page or something for them to be able to detect what the topic is. So that's what I was thinking using the AI for, but it takes me longer to just test if it's any. I think I used in one of the tools. I did use one sentence. Yeah, I need more text at the bottom of the thing, but
it's exactly how I feel. Just if I don't know the topic, I'm so afraid of using AI. But if I have some understanding of what I'm doing, I
Yeah,
have more confidence in using that kind of stuff.
right. No, one of them was pretty good because it will actually give you legit references like this. This is I took it from somewhere. Uh, but yeah, if even if there's just the fact that it can just make up a reference, so you have to be super careful with it.
Hmm.
I was just saying, like, why would it do it? Like, that's what I'm trying to get.
Uh,
Because obviously no one like asked it to, no one told it. Yeah, it's just bizarre. Yeah, it's kind
it,
of might want to wait
I
until
feel,
they improve it a bit.
yeah, but it's fun to watch
Yeah.
other people
Oh, I
try to
think
use
it
it.
will be fun to watch how both of these things they will just bury themselves in all sorts of lawsuits and copyright claims and what's not. I think that will
Hmm.
be fun. Yeah, that will be fun to watch. But
Yeah, I agree with you. For like research and stuff, it's too dangerous.
hmm, unless you want to like keep generating this, uh, yeah, keep generating crap and yeah, I don't know. How would
Yeah,
you use it?
there's people who actually do that for fun. They generate random crap just to mess with the AI.
No, so surely, like when I ask it like something about EEG, ECG, or whatever, it will give me legit sources because I know it could have given me some really bad sources and things, but because even Google, say Google Scholar, you have a lot of like, well, let's put it mildly, not so great journals that it sometimes gives you in the search results. But
Yeah, that's what I
so I don't know
heard.
if they do some, they have their own like ranking system and the like. So that's actually what I will be more interested in. It's like when it gives me, say, my asking about EEG or something, it gives me results. Then how did it rank the references? So yeah, so Bard is generating stuff much quicker. It's like it's generated in no time. All this, and yeah, it looks legit, but it didn't provide any sources. I think it can just write sources and it will generate some. And yeah, and the what? Yeah, and then it goes, oh, I don't know where. So where did you get the answer from? Yeah, it says no, I'm unable to help you with sources. Like what? Yeah, this one is Wikipedia healthdirect.gov.au. It's interesting that it's used .gov.au, not the American like NIH or something. And this one American
Yeah.
Mayo Clinic, and it's only generated like much smaller. Just what is it? 2 sentences, 3 sentences,
Hmm.
and Bard generated all this much quicker. I think it's also because I actually asked it before, so maybe it's like sitting somewhere in front, on an SSD. The response was. I think maybe if somebody asked like a similar something, it will just generate it quicker. But I don't know. No one knows.
Yeah, so I'm really curious on where Bard is going
Yeah, I'm surprised
because
it's
yeah,
not
for some
giving me
reason,
sources. Is it giving me this Google It button that doesn't actually? It gives. Right. But why? Why? Yeah. Yeah. And but you can just type more and it will keep generating more sometimes. Ah. No, it's talking about cortical sources. The cortex is the main source for EG. Yeah, but where did you get it from? Yeah, it's just totally bizarre. Yeah, now Bing is actually generating more when I ask it to generate more, whereas before it said enough is enough.
I wonder if they know if you're on Bing, if you're using Bing, and if you have another tab open on Bard.
Yeah, that's why the Bard is in Chrome and Bing is in Edge.
Ah,
Because for Bard you had to actually be signed in your Google account and actually activate it because there's some sort of consent form.
hmm.
And being I'm pretty sure before I was signed in, it only gave me like 5 prompts that I can do in one session. And now for some reason it increased it to 20. And I know originally they did the 5 because it kept hallucinating, when you keep generating. So when you keep doing more. Yeah, it doesn't like it
Hmm.
because it's the algorithm knows that it's with every consecutive when it's generating more, it has more chances of saying something uh, not right.
Incorrect.
Yeah, so then it's but now for some reason it kept going. Whereas Bot generated a whole heap like just to begin with. But and again, it doesn't want to give me sources. When I ask for EEG sources, it's now talking about cortical sources. So I don't get it. Like if I copy this to like if I use this on my website and I say if I write a blog and I say Bard and Bing Chat were used to generate this content, blah blah. Or if I said were partially used to generate this content, like so, or even if I just copy paste it as is, like if I take any of those paragraphs, like it's nowhere to be found. It's not on the yeah, it's like it's unique. It's just generated it like here and now,
Hmm.
because it will depend on what I asked for before and things like that. So copyright
Yeah,
wise, like, do I hold copyright to this now, or do they still do?
it's interesting. I wonder if you can quote ChatGPT or Bard as
So
like a source.
interesting, right? So in here, and I think they added this later. So if I actually copy, first you can export into PDF text or Word, but even if you copy, and I was copying it to my like just a Word document, and it will what? This is so bizarre. It's behaving very differently. ah, yeah. If I copy this one, right. So it tells me, um, it copies the text. It has the references like Wikipedia, Help Directory, and it also says source conversation with Bing and today's date, which is interesting.
Wow.
So I assume if I use it, I have to leave that sentence there. Like if I say use it on my blog or website or something, I would just probably leave that sentence, unless I paraphrase it. So if I say mixed and match these two, so I could just say, this blog or this article was written with an aid of, and then you specify whatever. But yeah, it's because if I copy this one as a standalone paragraph, it then doesn't have that source section. No, it's just copying the paragraph itself. It's only this first one is
Hmm.
obviously like a different one. And interestingly,
Hmm.
like there's actually three sources. There's Wikipedia, Health Direct, and Mayo Clinic. But in the text itself, there's only one and two. There's no third one. So this one is Wikipedia, and the second one is Health Direct, the Australian one. And it says that it's taking
There's no
information
Mayo
from Mayo
Clinic.
Clinic, but it's not specifying like which sentence is it. Is it the first one? There's no third, and it's doing it a lot. That's a very common thing for it to. Yeah, this one asking for who owns OpenAI, and this is not even correct. OpenAI is
What does it say?
51%. So that OpenAI is owned by a group of investors, including Microsoft, and then two names, whereas OpenAI is actually owned by OpenAI because they hold the public releases that they hold 51% of the shares.
Yeah.
OpenAI. So this is also incorrect. So it's denying that Bing Chat is using ChatGPT, and also misleading regards like the ownership of OpenAI. Because I assume these two names are Microsoft. Because what's his
Hmm.
name, the founder of OpenAI? The one he had like a congressional hearing.
Only
Altman.
person I remember. Ah, okay.
So I'm pretty sure because he's founder CEO. I'm pretty sure he owns like 51% of it. So this sentence is also. And again, this one just showed that this sentence was taken essentially from businessmodelanalyst.com. But then you have all this other fortune.com and all these other references. Yeah, it's just really, really weird.
Yeah, I've never tried using AI for search. This is like my first experience.
And sometimes you will go
It's,
into sometimes it will
I don't
say
know
some sort of
how.
sentence, and you actually go to that article, and it would not be there. So I do have it
Oh.
in a live stream, like an example. But yeah, good luck.